Considering the first one was already the pinnacle of roguelike design, and the second does not drastically change the gameplay to alienate an already existing player base, like other games sometimes do, it is understandable that this is still an absolute masterpiece, a work of art, and one of the most enjoyable gaming experiences you can have if you like thinking, getting punished for your mistakes, and seizing sweet victory from the jaws of defeat. The new tunes are nice and the big monsters are really cool looking, but I know they should hit a lot harder. Some can fit the whole wizard in their mouths. When I purchased this game, I expected it just to be a little one of the indie game that I enjoy for a few hours, but the game is incredibly addicting though and fun. The build, level and enemy variety is insane, which makes the gem highly replayable. I adore games with the simple graphics when done right. CDDA is one of my favorite games of all time, and the sprite work is done well enough. Then I can usually tell what I'm looking at first glance. The effects and sounds, though simple, give the feelings of such impact. The gameplay loop of really being able to build your wizard spells and passives and choosing which portal to progress though is the perfect mix of strategy and characters builds, mixed with a healthy kind of RNG levels and items in the depths of the enemies is actually really neat. They are more than just sprite swaps, are almost all unique with different attacks, abilities, resistances, lore and underestimating than you run, such as running into a level full of ghosts when your damage is always physical and ghosts have 100% immunity to physical damage, meaning you have to pay attention to what portal you choose to go through. Honestly, when you start the game, you might be overwhelmed by the amount of choices in the spells and passives, but pick up a build archetype like say Fire Mage and build it out and you'll be experienced enough to start mixing spells with a few runs. I can actually only think of the one gripe which actually flexible. There are summons in the game. Random summons and summons that can be summoned more summons, which is fun and all, but it makes it real hard to tell who the fuck is a friendly and who is an enemy without hovering each individual in the room. The simple fix I'd recommend is sort of the tiny UI elements over friendly sprites known at the first glance. There are some things I wish it had, like a search function for the bestiary, or the ability to make a simulation from the bestiary to try the stuff with certain monsters like a training room. But I have almost no complaints from a gameplay perspective. I have finished one run and I didn't notice a lot of winding corridors, the ones that were bane of the most my builds in RW1. The big monsters that move also don't like those, which means some of the later levels will not have a ton of that. The removal of shrines and circles in the flare of loot, pets and free spell skills as part of the level loot is very cool. You can be going through a standard run and then the Bambi free arc conjurer, go summon some stuff or add some appropriate summon to what you're doing. Or it can help you discover cool stuff like a Master of Space, which is perfect for so many builds. The game is different enough from first that I was to get both. If only to compare the differences, I think to some quality of life changes, like the vastly improved together. This game has a similarity improved turn log should be ported back to 1. I'm very excited about upcoming time with this game, and I'm deeply grateful to the developers for making this and for letting me try it early. In a better world, people that make stuff like this would be set for life. Alas, I should be satisfied with the fact it exists. 10 out of 10.